And so we reach what will probably be the end of my content on Stormbringer. Greetings everyone, I am Sister Lilia and welcome to my armory. So, this magazine does technically end at issue 80, but I have no use for the Stormcast dragons and, or dragon riders, and I'm not sure what I could do with the big beastie from the previous edition's starter set, so hence my kind of ending it here. So we have an Ironjaw's Warcanter, who, gonna be honest, I love the hands on this model. I mean, if you look at them, like you got one holding a big stick of wood that looks kind of horrible. You got another holding a big stick of wood. Like and the way they've painted them, the thing's kind of glowing menacingly. Like the model itself is fun. And you got a big open-mouthed orc and various bits and bobs. Large knife, just a large knife for the sake of it, I guess. So okay, the next 3 issues, as I say, is for these. Now, one issue is purely the flight stands. That kind of sucks. But at the same time, like Australian, these are the issues are $22 each. The kit for these was like 10 times that. Like the kit for these was 210, I think, or 205. Well, not 10 times that, 5 times that, sorry. Actually, no. My maths is right, 10 times that. So yeah, like at the start then we've got a bit on the Warcanter. We've got building, some how to paints for him, some how to paints for scenery details, that big terrain piece, which that comes in, I think that comes in one of the collector's versions. We've got a war scroll that might be for the previous edition. We've got some terrain, mega boss. We've got some we've got war scroll tutorials and some stuff on the different characters. Last glimmer of hope. Okay, so first off, I separated the 2 parts of the model and then proceeded to cut up one of the staffs from, or spears from, the orc WEIRDBOYs and took off one of the hands from the model so as to be able to attach the staff on there once I'd built it up. Then I went through my bits boxes and found parts. I found an open hand for the other side so that I could have the model looking like he's casting and or chanting or doing something with a raised hand. Attached it a bit better, making use of some super glue and bicarb. It's orcs, it's going to be messy. The staff itself is made from a mixture of some leftover parts from the WEIRDBOYs, a banner top piece from the Betrayal at Kelth era Mark IV, I think it is, a pair of Space Marine helmets that I modified, taking the neck pieces off and drilling in a hole so that they'd attach onto the spikes, and modifying down some of the spikes other than the main ones so that they could actually fit in there. And it took a bit of work to drill that out without, a drill that's the right size. So attaching those in and getting them to actually stay on there. Now I had to actually make use of some PVC to actually get the top little vexilia to stick on the pole, because it didn't want to. So yeah, and with that, and then I attached on a skull horned kind of conglomeration skull. It's got a human skull, it's got horns, and it's got an orc jaw from the Siddal Skulls box. And then just attached the spear together, the staff together, cleaned it up a little bit, and had a bit of trouble getting it to stick onto the model. I attached on a pouch onto the actual body of the orc, and to add something that looked a bit more sci-fi on there, I kept the big knife sword thing because it just looked cool. This is an orc. It doesn't need to look amazing, but like, sure, it doesn't have rules, but I don't need it to. Now, I continue cleaning up the staff a bit and struggling to get it to attach. I end up having to make use of pinning techniques using a little bit of plastic hard rod and drilling out points for it to attach to be able to actually get the staff to go on the hand. And even still had to use some bicarb. Just run extra bicarb down and glue down the arm a little bit so as to kind of simulate energy. I didn't end up painting it that way though. Then I attached in a little bit of tubing into one of the eyes to make it look like he had an augmetic, just to further make this thing look a bit sci-fi. And added in a bit of bicarb around it to look like rusted metal was on the side of his face. Now I modified up the backpack slightly and got the angle wrong of the back chimney. I was thinking chimney that emits smoke that has kind of an orky Gork and Mork kind of vibe coming out of it. But I got the angle of it wrong, so instead of the smoke being upright, it's kind of off his back. I angled it up a little bit though, so better than nothing. Figuring out painting, that's going to be fun. Anyway, we're basically done, so on to the painting. Okay, so we've got the model converted. And yeah, I don't know enough about the orks to really voice too many opinions, but I do like what I did. I still can't find my turntable, so yeah, we're going without the turntable. I do wish I'd kind of paid attention and angled that up, but oh well. Smoke is smoke, even if it jots out the back, shoots out the back behind him. I probably could do with refining on the banner, but oh well, or staff. He's calling on the power of the beakies. But yes, in terms of scale, here's how he scales with one of the WEIRDBOYs that I converted into a knob, and here's how he compares with the Stormcast Wizard. Alternatively, a Sister of Battle. And I don't have a Primaris Space Marine floating around his hand. Oh well. So, I mean, he'll get dwarfed by the Inquisitor, but, well, the Inquisitor dwarfs everyone. Scale! So, this is not the end of my model of my Stormbringer videos, because I secured copies of the final 2 issues, so I'll do them later in the month. Probably. Thinking turning, what's his name, Swamp Boss Nuzdrek or something like that, into a warboss on Squeagasaur. Because why not? That is rhetorical. But yeah, we have a WEIRDBOY, who was a pretty simple conversion. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed, and I will be back with more in future. Anyway, catch you around. Also, this week is going to be weird because I've got a con. So, we'll see what I get out. Anyway, thanks for watching. Bye.